109 South Beeline Highway, and their number is 928-267-3411.
And we'd like to thank One Tom Plumber for sponsoring our KRIM Community Spotlight program. Good morning, Rim Country. Chris Higgins in the studio. Excuse me. Broadcasting live here from the Sawmill Theaters complex, and know that you can listen to us on KRIM 96.3, or you can watch us on our KRIM Radio Facebook live stream, all of our community spotlight programs. Again, hope you're having a great morning. The smoke out there, I know, and I find myself clearing my throat, coughing. It isn't the best. It is kind of a nuisance, but it is definitely for the greater good. And talking to somebody from the Forest Service yesterday, it's great that there's areas of forest that haven't burned for a very long time that are getting burned out, and all that underbrush is getting cleared. So that is a very, very good thing. So this morning on our Community Spotlight program, we're going to be talking about Gila Community College, and in the studio to share with us everything about GCC, the accreditation project, programs that are currently being offered, and more is Dr. Jan Brocker, and she is the GCC Governing Board Chair. So thank you so much, Jan, for coming in this morning.
Well, thank you, Chris. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. It is always exciting to talk about GCC, and it's been such a tremendous part of the community for so many years, and going through this accreditation process. Maybe some people don't realize how significant, how big, how involved this process is. So it's great that I know you speak at different meetings and speak different places to help inform the community and residents about this process and the impact it's going to have on GCC and our community moving forward.
Yes, so definitely, and I appreciate the opportunity to give kind of the latest update. Mm-hmm. Let's see, a little background. Of course, a lot of people know that we had contracted with Eastern Arizona College since 2005 as a provisional district. We were established actually in 2003, thanks to the voters in Gila County. We were able to establish as a provisional district, but unable to accredit our own courses until we actually achieved what at that time was called regional accreditation. So the contract with EAC will actually close, it will end June 30th, 2025. And I think it's important for people to understand that the provisional designation was always intended to be temporary. Mm-hmm. And so it was to give some of the smaller counties like Gila County the opportunity to get established, seek accreditation, and then move on as a what they call fully organized community college district. I don't think anybody, including the Arizona legislature that set this up, actually realized what a daunting process accreditation can be. But I came on the board, I'm in my 10th year now on the board, so it was in 2015 that I started. I have a background in higher education, and I thought, well, I can help with this accreditation process. This'll, we'll get this done. Again, a lot of things happened that kind of kept blocking the opportunity to get going. But we finally had some legislation. I took over as chair or president of the governing board in January of 21. And we worked with the legislature, and thankfully Representative David Cook helped us with lowering the enrollment requirements that the legislature had set that weren't really very realistic. So we got that done in 21. I was able to secure, huge thanks to Gila County Board of Supervisors, who approved an IGA to help us with the cost of accreditation. because at that point EAC not only was providing accreditation services, but they also had oversight of our budget, our employees, all of basically the infrastructure. So we worked with the county. We were able to hire or contract with Dr. Janice Lawhorn, who had been our senior dean. She retired from EAC. She then came over as an independent contractor to be our interim president. And she was just saying the other day, she's marked 2 years in that position. Mm-hmm. So we then were able to contract. We have an HR consultant, an IT consultant, and a procurement consultant all working with us to work on the accreditation process as well as build the college infrastructure that had all been EAC and is now going to position us for independence.
I think that's important to just reiterate that the infrastructure, everything that an organization requires was provided by or operated by EAC. So GCC, and another thing to point out is Gila Community College. Some people might just think, if you're here in Payson, that it's just the Payson campus. But you also have the Globe campus as well, correct?
Exactly, yeah. We serve constituents, students at both ends of the county. And of course, there's about 85 miles distance. We're a pretty large county.
Yes.
So it's important to meet the needs. And they're very different needs in the southern end of the county versus up here in Rim country. But that has been, you know, we have definitely made sure that we're attending to all of those needs.
Well, and that's something I think should be pointed out, is by receiving the accreditation, you will be able to meet the needs of Payson students and Globe students better than have been in the past, because you can focus just on GCC. Instead of with EAC, they had other campuses, they have their Thatcher campus, and they're looking at meeting the needs of, you know, a slightly larger group. Not that they're, you know, a big entity, but this way you'll be able just to really focus in on Payson and Globe and the needs of those campuses.
Exactly, and that's the advantage of becoming an independent, fully organized district. So I'll back up a little bit again and then move forward. As I said, the contract with EAC was terminated just in May of 2023. I'm sorry that I know it caused a lot of angst and concern with citizens throughout the county, but we did have a plan. It was just one that we couldn't really share with people. The accreditation body that all other schools in Arizona had always gone through, because at the time it was regional accreditation, was the Higher Learning Commission. They had told us that the accreditation process would take, at least to get to the first step that we needed, 3 to 5 years. So we were looking at that time frame. As it turned out, the U.S. Department of Education changed the rules, so to speak, so that colleges were no longer assigned to a regional accreditation body, but instead could look at accreditation from other areas of the country. And so it was no longer regional accreditation, but institutional accreditation. So when they changed those rules, it was just February 1st of this year, 2024, I sent an inquiry to the Accrediting Commission for Colleges and for Community and Junior Colleges. Sorry, we all get caught up in the acronyms. The acronym is ACCJC, and they're located in California, and they do accredit. Their focus is 2-year colleges, and it's the only one in the country. So we contacted them. got an immediate response, and let's just say it's been a whirlwind year. So we immediately were able to expedite the accreditation process, start meeting their requirements. And again, I don't want anybody to think there were any shortcuts. It was a lot of work. We had a lot of people step up, worked very well as a team. We submitted the first application in May that was actually just to determine if we were eligible to apply for accreditation. That was approved in mid-May, and then we went on to actually do the application for candidacy. Candidacy is the first step in accreditation that allows us to accredit our own programs. It will enable us to be independent. That was submitted, try and get all my dates right, in August. And the next step then will be a campus visit by the ACCJC, a team from that commission in October, early October. I'm giving everybody the timeline now. The commission will meet right after the first of the year in January, and we should know then if we are granted candidacy status in probably mid-January.
Wow, that's exciting. And that is a whirlwind because not only is that accreditation process going on and happening and all of the work that has to go into that, but you've been setting up the infrastructure as well and getting that in place, HR, IT department, maintenance, just all of it. And so to have all of that happening simultaneously, so that way, I'm sure, and we talked a little bit before the program, your goal, what you're looking at is, wow, that was, made me jump. A hose coming off the roof.
Yes, something there fell off.
Yeah, but to have courses, some preliminaries courses in the summer of 2025, but then really to be ready to go and for the fall of 2025.
Exactly, yeah. We've had a number of parallel processes going at the same time. So in addition to the accreditation process, which again, the report that we've submitted, the required report, was approximately an 80-page narrative and supported by, I believe, just over 500 data points, documents, all of that was uploaded along with the narrative. So it was a huge project that was kind of the focal point, but at the same time, yes, we had to set up our own HR system. It took us almost 2 years to get through the red tape to be able to offer our employees Arizona retirement, for example. Go through Social Security, get the health care benefits and all of those plans that as EAC employees, the employees on our campuses had, we didn't want them to be penalized in any way by coming over from EAC to GCC and becoming GCC employees. We had to build the entire student record system, registration system, tuition payment system, policies and procedures have all been set up for procurement so we can purchase what we need. So if anybody, once in a while we get somebody saying, why didn't you all do this sooner? Hopefully we're giving everybody an idea of what a huge undertaking it's been and how tremendously thrilled we are that we will not take 3 to 5 years to achieve accreditation, but it will be, honestly, if all goes well, just about a year.
Wow, that's great. And now, again, if you're just tuning in or just started watching on our KRIM Radio Facebook page, talking with Gila Community College, GCC, Governing Board President Dr. Jan Brocker, and talking about the accreditation process. but also while all of this has been going on. So you've been working through the accreditation process, been working on setting up the infrastructure for GCC, and you've still been offering classes. And the programs have still been going on. And so, you know, there's so many great programs offered by GCC, and one of them I wanted to highlight. I've seen all the press releases, and we've had him in the studio to talk about the program, but Dr. Russ Gennett and everything he's been doing with his team and people helping him with the astronomy program. And it's amazing.
Yeah. No, we have, the good news is that we've been able to continue to offer a number of programs, okay, that through EAC, and I don't want to downplay, they have been our educational partner since 2005. So it will be, when the contract comes to an end, 20 years that they assisted us in providing the programs here. But we're going forward, we're hoping to continue and expand programs like the astronomy program, and it's actually Dr. Russ Gennett. I guess it's a French pronunciation or something, I'm not sure, but it's Dr. Gennett has spearheaded not only the astronomy program, we have the robotic telescope. Those who know about astronomy would know the letters and numbers that go with that, but it is an amazing piece of equipment that we were able to secure through the KRIM Foundation. We are now in the process of building a dome for the telescope and expanding other aspects of the STEM program. So he has been instrumental in that. He's also been, without him, the initiative to start offering courses, the Pilot Ground School program, and we have a flight simulator that he helped us secure, and we have some wonderful instructors there that we're also working, I believe, with the town of Payson and the airport to expand that program as well. So as a college, when you look at our mission statement, there's three sort of areas of focus, which would be college preparation, and I'll come back to that in a minute, career and technical education, CTE. We go through the NAVIT program in Northern Gila County and CIVIT program in the Globe area or Southern County, offering those courses in the trades, cosmetology, a number of training programs for our students where they can get the certificate and go right to work. And then the third area is our enrichment programs. And with a population like we have, especially with so many retirees in the area, we offer courses. Anybody 55 and over can take courses free of tuition, art courses, exercise courses. We have some amazing yoga instructors and fitness instructors, all kinds of, I know we have a number of students writing personal histories and creative writing and all those kind of courses. But I do think one of the exciting things this year, and we were talking about this earlier, in our college preparation courses, which of course people can do after high school, but we also have the dual credit program where high school students can take courses that are taught by the college faculty. They can earn credit not only for their high school requirements, but also towards college credit. So they're receiving credits for both. This year we have a record-breaking number of students, with about 140 students taking between 1 and 3 courses through the dual enrollment program. So we are extremely excited about that, and the high school just couldn't be more supportive and more wonderful to work with.
I know our youngest son Noah is one of those students. He's taking a couple of classes, and I think you've seen, or that large increase or in enrollment is due to our junior class. Our junior class, for whatever reason, just is, my goodness, up at 240, 250 students, where the average graduating class here in Payson has been last few years around 140, 150. So much larger class. And while you were sharing that, it made me think about GCC and how it is so important to the community, to all ages, to young people in the community, to our students, our youth, and also our seniors. And it reminds me of our community, because one of the things that I've heard recently, and I hear every so often, which just is not accurate at all, is people when they say Payson is a retirement community. And it really just isn't. It can't be, and it's not Sun City. That's not how it works. And I look at the college, and it's very similar to the town of Payson. The college offers all of these programs, and their customers, the people that they're serving, are all different ages, are the youth all the way up to the seniors. And that's your role, and that's what GCC does. Where the town, it's very similar. We're not just serving seniors, we're not just a retirement community, we're not Sun City, but we're serving families, we're serving young people. And sometimes people don't realize that, or they think, well, because I retired here, well, it's a retirement community. I'm retired, all the people I hang out with are retired, everyone at the Elks, not everyone, but a lot, or different places are retired, so it's a retirement community. No. It would be like saying GCC is only for senior citizens, because you have a thriving, like probably Silver Sneakers program, and your enrollment, a good percentage are seniors, but that's not it. That's not just what GCC is all about.
Exactly, not by any stretch.
No.
The operative word is community. And I think what we're most excited about when, hopefully if all goes well, and our plan is July 1st, 2025, after the contract ends with EAC, which is right after the end of the spring semester, that we will be able to not only have new offerings, but expand the offerings that we have for all ages. My background especially is it is in education, but focused on lifelong learning, that we never stop learning. If we truly value, I would just say life in general, staying curious, learning new things at any age, learning new skills, meeting new friends, engaging with others who value education. And I will say, you know, while we're talking a little bit about the high school or the younger students that we have, let me just say that yes, our largest population is probably the 55 and over, at least in Payson. It's a little bit lower in Globe. But our second highest population is the under 18, the high school age. So we really try to be, we try to meet the needs of all those different age groups, interest areas, all of that. But it's so critical to support education in this community. If we don't, and I'm a retiree, I don't feel like it after the last year, working almost full-time as a volunteer, but if we don't provide an atmosphere where we attract young families with children, I don't know about you, but I love going out to dinner once in a while, or lunch. We need those young people to be able to make a living in our community and support us, working at the skilled care facilities, the government offices. For us to have a very comfortable retirement, we need the younger generations on every level.
Yeah, and I think something that people just don't understand, they don't get, because they move here from other areas that have surrounding communities where workforce can live. So they're not living maybe in their community, but in a neighboring community. We don't have those neighboring communities to house a workforce. So Pine Strawberry is not, you know, a workforce community. Star Valley, not a workforce community. We see what's happening in Tonto Basin and the cost of property and a lot of people moving down there to retire or be close to the lake, a second home, whatever it is. So we do not have a neighboring workforce community, and that's just how it is. That's not going to change because the infrastructure, to put infrastructure anywhere outside of Payson is cost prohibitive. So we have to be that workforce community. We have to offer the housing and everything else. Or like you said, we lose the amenities, we lose the services. And then who, you know, might want to stay here? You might not want to be here because, you know, we don't have those services or we don't have the restaurants and everything. So it is very important. And again, it just made me think about that with the college. It's the same way. You're serving, you know, the community. As you said, that's the key word, community. And this is our community.
Well, and the probably our flagship program that I need to get back to and mention as well, when you talk about needing to somewhat grow our own, and I know we're getting close to time, but our nursing program, okay, is so critical to this community. Both rural education and rural health care face all kinds of challenges that the urban areas can't even begin to understand. And so I just want to assure everyone that while we're working on the institutional accreditation for the entire college, we are also have another parallel process going with the specific professional accreditation that we need through the Arizona State Board of Nursing. And we're working very diligently on that. Again, I can't ever imply that anything is a guarantee, but if all goes well, and all signs are that it will, we should be able to again start the 2-year RN program in fall of 2025. So I want to assure everybody that we are very aware of just what you were saying, that we need to take care of our community and that we have a responsibility to the community to take care of everyone here, everyone of every age.
And that nursing program, a couple partners or organizations that have been instrumental in building that as well, MHA Foundation and Banner, Payson Medical Center. And Banner, obviously, they're reaping the benefits of that. Because I forget what Hoyt said, but the number of nurses that have been hired, you know, by Banner Payson Medical Center that come from the GCC nursing program, boy, he's very appreciative of the program.
Well, and people know we have, according to, primarily based on our pass rate for what's called the NCLEP, I believe. Some of the acronyms I'm not as familiar with. Our pass rate has for 13 straight years been 100%. So we are honestly one of the top programs in the country. That is due, yes, EAC has always been able to claim that program. The reality is it's our faculty and our staff at both the Globe and Payson campuses who make that happen. And I'm so thrilled that really honestly we have not lost any faculty or staff. They've stayed loyal, they've trusted us, they've believed in us, and those programs will continue with those incredible instructors. Let me also mention it's Cobra Valley Regional Medical down in Globe, but yes, MHA, Banner, the hospital there in Globe have all made a lot of this possible as well.
Well, I really would love to get you scheduled back on the Community Spotlight come January when you, and hopefully, and it sounds like you will, have some great news. So it'd be great to update the community at that time, you know, on the program. But hopefully the visit goes great, as I'm sure it will, because again, it's just a wonderful campus. It's a wonderful facility. Not as familiar with Globe and what they're doing down there, but I'm sure the campus there is an integral part of the community
Yes.
as well. So, well, thank you, Dr. Brocker, for coming on.
Well, thank you so much, Chris, and I look forward to, yes, being back in January.
Yes, there we go. Have a little party as well.
Exactly,
Right?
big celebration.
It'll be, yes, a celebration that'll last for a while.
That's it.
Yeah.
We can, again, I can't guarantee, but we're certainly optimistic that, yes, that will, we'll look forward to that.
All right. Well, thank you again. Thank you everyone for listening and watching today. And also thank you to One Tom Plummer for sponsoring our KRIM Community Spotlight. It's time to get back to the music now with Florence and the Machine, Blondie, and Bruce Hornsby and the Range, and much, much more. But first, let's get a quick update from the National Weather Service.
With this morning's KRIM
weather forecast,
Yay!
basically, meteorologists going over